Marvel's Avengers is a game that promises a lot. A full 8-hour campaign, 6 playable heroes with their own unique playstyle, multiplayer co-op, a looting system, and years worth of content planned for the future, including new heroes, story additions, missions, skins, and that's just to name a few things. After having played the game for close to 20 hours, the question that remains is, does it live up to all of its promises? Yes, sort of. It's complicated. The best way to break this down is to start with what the game executes well on, the story. You start off as Kamala Khan, also known as Miss Marvel, who takes it upon herself to find the Avengers after an event destroys the city of San Francisco, forcing the team to separate. And I have to say, having her as the lead character is a pretty risky move, since not many people know who Miss Marvel is. But because she's portrayed as this goofy Avengers fangirl, she ends up growing onto you pretty fast.
It's nice meeting you, Kamala.
See you around, kid.
I'll see you around. That was Captain America. And Black Widow. I'm dying! Yeah!
Over the course of the campaign, you go on missions and slowly reassemble the Avengers, for the typical comic book reason. An evil corporation with a robot army is experimenting on innocent people. And that's it. Just the evil corporation trope. What really carries the campaign are the performances from characters, like Bruce and Tony, where they are constantly at each other's throats due to their failings from the past.
What I get is that you actually believe all that crap you said at the hearing.
I believe that we are dangerous.
You really think the world is better without us?
Yes.
I'm out of here.
You all have not changed.
Unfortunately, outside the cutscenes with characters, the story missions aren't special. Most quests follow a similar formula of clearing waves of enemies and standing on glowing points for a certain amount of time, you know, the typical stuff. But let's move on to something that Marvel Avengers does well, the combat. Most of your time in this game will be spent fighting. All 6 heroes have their own set of animations and attacks, so you're bound to find one you at least like a bit. Every hero has their own skill tab too, so that means you can put points into each skill that you want after you gain a level, unlocking new combos and upgrading abilities. Unique to each Avenger are 3 abilities. For instance, Iron Man has the ability to put himself into the Hulk Buster suit, the second one sends out an EMP blast, and the third one is his classic Unibeam. Beating up on enemies for the last 20 hours hasn't gotten boring cause there's just something so gratifying in beating up waves of baddies and picking up loot off their not dead bodies. Because you're a hero. Even though I find combat fun, that doesn't mean I don't have issues with it. In fact, there's a lot to talk about. First off, enemies can interrupt your charged attacks, but you can't interrupt theirs, even though, you know, you're an Avenger. The hero I feel suffers most from this is the Hulk. We all know him as this unstoppable green lump of pure muscle, and the game even sees him this way at times, as he picks up tanks like I pick up pillows. So tell me why when I try to attack, these little goons can knock Hulk out of a combo. Like, I get it's a game, so he can't be indestructible. That makes sense. But one normal human-sized enemy can stop the Hulk mid-attack? Like, what? And guess what you have to do so you don't get interrupted? You have to dodge. Little people as the Hulk. Yeah. Oh, and it gets better. Let's say you get knocked down by an enemy, as any hero, and another enemy tries to attack you. You'd probably want to roll out of the way so you don't get hit again, right? Well, you can't, because every hero has a long animation that has to play out before you get control of the character that's been knocked down to the ground. So you end up just taking the next hit. Honestly, I wish the negative stopped here though, but it's time to talk about the loot. Normally in other games, acquiring loot is made interesting by equipping new gear to check out how it looks on your character. But in Marvel's Avengers, loot doesn't change your appearance. Even the icons for specific parts of gear share the same one image. So your inventory is always packed with the same looking items with different colored frames. All gear does is provide stat boosts like damage or increased defenses. That's it. At the rate you find gear, all you're ever doing is swapping out different pieces with the most positive stats and dismantling old ones you don't need anymore. A major annoyance that you might have noticed by now is the UI for some pieces of gear will sometimes cover up the stats at the top of the screen, and that gets in the way of, you know, looking at stats. The way to get around this is to spam the dismantle button, which looks like this. Yeah. This isn't the only UI issue I faced either. In the tab called Challenge Card, that shows free rewards for the first starting 6 characters, I can't tab over to the next page. Sometimes it takes me to the wrong page, other times it takes me to a page that asks if I want to spend money for in-game currency. The absolutely worst bugs that I've faced with Marvel's Avengers are related to outfits. Occasionally, after completing a mission, you'll receive skins as a reward. One time I went to claim 3 skins, and I only received 2 out of the 3. Maybe I did get the 3rd skin, but I wouldn't know which hero or what it looks like. Another time I faced a bug is with equipping my favorite outfit for Kamala. For some reason the game says I haven't made enough progress in the story to wear the outfit, but I beat the story. I even have footage of my character with the armor, and all of a sudden I don't have access to her best looking armor anymore. I don't understand. The last thing I want to touch on is matchmaking and multiplayer missions. The best way I can sum up how matchmaking works is I don't know how it works. When I open my lobby for players to join, I don't know what will happen. Whether the team that joins my lobby will actually carry over into the mission, or if they'll be dropped or replaced, I don't know. There's been multiple times where I just am stuck in a lobby loading up the map for long times with 2 Hulks in the ship, until I quit and the game instantly boots me up into the quest. Other times, duplicate AI heroes appear fully functional, helping out in fights. Right now, matchmaking is just a mess, and it's mostly why I kept it disabled. I didn't want to have to deal with it. In regards to mission variety, it's the typical mission stuff like clear waves of enemies, defend the glowing square, destroy machines for some reason, all very basic. Even the boss fights are reused from the campaign, except these boss fights like to glitch out and stand still, taking all of your hits. Other times they simply just can't deal damage to my teammates or AI. They can deal damage to me all day, but everyone else gets a free pass. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happens. Overall, I feel that Marvel's Avengers needs a good amount of polishing before it can be considered a good game. From the UI, to the AI, to Captain America's eye, it all needs to get patched. That's why I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. This rating isn't saying the game is horrible. I still very much enjoy the combat, in fact, and the framework for success is already built in. All that needs to happen is for the development team to fine-tune the gear, fix up the matchmaking, and add more mission variety. And this can easily reach great heights. The only thing is, it's a gamble. That's the thing with live service games. We don't know if it'll happen. We can only hope. We can pay the $60 fee and hope that it gets better. I would like to continue covering the game because I have fun with the combat, but I'm not sure if it'll be worth continuing. It's all up to if it gets fixed in the future. What do you guys think about Marvel's Avengers? Do you think the game will be able to iron out its problems? Leave a comment with your thoughts and consider slapping the subscribe button to stay up to date on all the content that the Nexus uploads. For now, it's goodbye, but you're always welcome back to the Nexus. I'll see you next time.